Welcome back to the Dragon's Lair, everybody. My name is Wade, and this is my show, Take Courage, where I try to use the Bible to encourage you. Once again, go ahead and feel free to look up everything that I talk about and everything that I cite, because it's always best if you get in the Word yourself. And it's always best if you don't take my word for it. It's best if you take God's word for it. Ironically, God's word being the Bible. So get into it for yourself. I include the parts before and the parts after as much as I can in the same image because I don't want you to think that I'm cherry picking, but also context is important. So this is in First Timothy. So Second Timothy. My bad. Chapter 1 is where I was going with that. And this is the very beginning. So up top you can see the greeting and you can see everything that is being talked about right there. I included the part after, so 8 is where the part after starts. And chapter 1, verses 6 and 7, this might seem really short and really small and really basic, but there's a lot going on here that could be really good and helpful to you if you just sort of think about it and expand upon it a little bit. So let's go to verse 6. For this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God which is in you through the laying on of hands. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self control. All right, that may seem really short, that may seem really simple. um, I included 6 because I thought it was really cool. Um, Often, us people who have a relationship with God and are seeking God, the flame, fanning the flame, fire, is something we seem to understand. It is an image that's used in the Bible a lot, and fire is something that shows up quite a bit. So I wanted to include that also, where it talks about the gift, the gift of God which is in you through the laying on of hands. I just wanted to highlight that because some people don't believe laying on of hands is important, and my church definitely does, and I think it's important. And this is my show, so I wanted to include it. Um, Connection is important. And Jesus laid his hands on people. Jesus laid his hands on the sick and on children and all sorts of people. And Jesus always said, I only do what I see the Father doing. So we should be doing what we see Jesus doing. And there's other reasons, but those are the ones that I'm going to stop with. um, the focus here is 7. For God gave us a spirit not of fear. So if you are struggling with fear, you need to remember, be reminded by this, that God's will for you is not fear. It doesn't matter what you're afraid of. Anything that you are afraid of or feeling fear is not of God. And if you want to be one of those people where you're like, yeah, but we're supposed to fear God. I've I've been a part of a whole study of that and what you need to understand about that, what that's really talking about. Once again, when you read the Bible, you have to get into the Greek and you have to get into the Hebrew. Certain parts are written in Greek, certain parts are written in Hebrew, and that fear that you're supposed to have, that's the fear of God, that is the beginning of knowledge and understanding, is about respect. It's about understanding who he is and what he is capable of. It's partnered with being in awe. You could be in awe and in fear of an elephant because if he turns his head the right way, he's going to smash you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Or if you're swimming with a whale, you can be in fear and awe of the whale. The whale or the elephant is not evil. It's not malicious or crazy. It's just bigger than you and stronger than you. And anyways, so God doesn't give you a spirit of fear, but of power and self control. So if you're struggling with fear, you have power and you also have self control. I always encourage you to pray, to spend time with Him and talk to Him because He is the ultimate power and He can help you through and with anything that you might be struggling with. Basically, all of my advice is get in the secret place with Him in prayer, and you're going to hear me say that over and over and over again. But it doesn't change the fact that it's true because it's very true. I really hope that this series encourages people. I really hope that you use it in times when you're low. We here at the Dragon's Lair want to say thank you for spending your time with us, and the gospel will not be silenced.